Welcome in to Mortal Night Gaming Wrestleverse, where we open up Nitro tonight with Lex Luger versus CM Punk. CM Punk just accosted by Raven there as soon as the night opened. You can expect us to be popping into these matches from time to time, letting you know about some storyline going on. CM Punk coming over from the draft from WWE Raw and the WWE division, former Intercontinental Champion. Never able to capture that WWE title, and now he's face to face in a rivalry with Raven in the World Heavyweight division here on Nitro. Lex Luger starting to get on a little bit of a winning streak, managed to eliminate a few opponents on World War III. And now we're looking at Lex Luger and CM Punk tonight on Nitro, trying to see who's going to place higher in the rankings, as Lex Luger coming in at number 8 is trying to beat CM Punk coming in at number 5. Punk is coming off a loss for the Money in the Bank briefcase, going to Thunder instead of Nitro, with Bret Hart winning that briefcase on World War III. Now we're at Nitro 1, and tonight Lex Luger goes over that top rope facing off against CM Punk. We may be looking at a double count out here. CM Punk and Lex Luger just realized that they're on that 10 and a draw. Lex Luger not able to make it back in, and neither was CM Punk. Getting a little carried away in the match there. Surprising considering it's Lex Luger. He's maintained a professional demeanor through it all. Now Michelle McCool versus Thunder Rosa, two former women's champions, looking to feud it out to claim a potential number 1 spot in the future. Michelle McCool was a long-time WCW Women's Champion, holding that belt for a total of 3 times, and one of those times for nearly a full year. Thunder Rosa, on the other hand, has only held that belt once, and it was actually taken off of her waist by Michelle McCool. Michelle McCool just meeting Thunder Rosa in the air with that lariat and taking her down to the ground. Thunder Rosa is really being controlled here by McCool. And Michelle just not wanting to relent. Fallon will be taking on our champion, Tori Wilson, at the pay-per-view. But we will not happen to... We do not have any idea why they're not wanting to switch that up and put Tori Wilson is not willing to meet Fallon before the pay-per-view. Thunder Rosa looking to take control of this match now, meeting Michelle McCool on the outside, not wanting to lay off this offense she started to plant. She's doing well. And Michelle McCool dropping Thunder Rosa down with that reverse DDT onto that thin mat. These Nitro fans are as close as you can get to the action. And up and over. Michelle McCool trying to regain that offense she's held throughout the match here, but Thunder Rosa just keeps coming back for more. Michelle McCool making her way back into the ring. Now going to the top rope. And diving off the top, meeting Thunder Rosa to the outside, that full weight. I think that she got up to about 9.8 meters per second squared on that drop. The way, how hard she hit her. Thunder Rosa back up with the hip drop. Nice little arm drag over the hip drop. We got Thunder Rosa being thrown into the steps and down onto the mat. Michelle McCool just cannot figure out why Thunder Rosa just will not stay down. She's been trying, she's been hammering here, and she is just not staying down. Thunder Rosa managing to get out of the way of McCool before she could land that one. And bringing McCool up onto those shoulders and running Death Valley Driver on the outside here. Thunder Rosa is eyeing her, picking her up, and bringing her down with that nice small package into a pile driver. Michelle McCool looks like she doesn't really know much of where she's at after that hit. She looks worn down herself, and Thunder Rosa's just trying to make up for the damage she's already taken herself. Michelle McCool coming back up to her feet again. Thunder Rosa needs to get her in that ring, but she just feeds her into those steps. She can still win this match if she just lets the count out happen, and it looks like she's going to. Sending a message to Michelle McCool as Thunder Rosa may be able to dominate a match. He may not be able to get me to pin you, but Thunder Rosa can win this match. If this was for a title, it wouldn't have counted. If this is for a title, might as well be a draw because the title wouldn't have gone anywhere, but it's not. It's Nitro. It's a one-on-one match, and Michelle McCool should have been more aware of that when she met Rosa on the outside. Tori Wilson and Mickie James, a rematch from this past Sunday. This is a non-title match. Mickie James lost the opportunity to take that title home. Tori Wilson has been the long-standing champ for the better part of a year now. Coming up on about her 6-month mark will be, this will be her 7th title defense, so 7 months. And Tori Wilson, the WCW Women's Champion, has just been infallible whenever it comes to being a champion. Winning last year's World War III in year 7, getting that opportunity at Mayhem, and losing. To come back from a losing streak to end up eventually winning that title. Got to give her that credit. Mickie James making her way to the ring. You can tell the loss is weighing on her shoulders. The fact that she's not the champion here tonight. Tori Wilson did accept this challenge for a non-title match. Mickie James knows that she cannot meet her at the pay-per-view for that belt, as Fallon is on the way there to meet her from Thunder. Fallon's been told she will have to stay on Thunder until the pay-per-view, like Vampiro, which we should be seeing before not too long. And Mickie James coming up and delivering that springboard enziguri directly to the face of Tori Wilson, busting out all the tools in her toolbox here. Mickie James with an elbow to the face of Tori Wilson. Tori Wilson looks like she's not holding up to her end of being champion of the division, showing this dominating fashion. But James doesn't look like she's wrestling with reserve in her mind any longer. Definitely showing off her mettle. And Tori Wilson just absolutely delivering a slam into the canvas on Mickie James. Wilson laying those shots into James's back now. Really applying that stretch to the arm. We saw the same thing happen at World War III. Mickie James came in, showed a good performance. Eventually Tori Wilson was able to begin to control that match, and she held control throughout. And it was right after one of these nice early pins that Tori Wilson keeps on managing to get out of. Mickie James has got to abandon that early pin structure of her game plan here. She's trying to claim and hold on to her number one contender spot after losing her chance to capture that title. And if she can do that here tonight, that she can solidify herself to be the next one in line, regardless of the outcome of Michelle McCool and Thunder Rosa come Mayhem. Or at least be in the match to determine who takes on Wilson next. If Wilson even ends up being the champion. Mickie James sizing up Tori Wilson, looking for that chick kick. No, he takes her up onto her shoulders instead. And there it is. Chick kick right to the face, and Wilson is down. Somehow managing to find the way to kick out of it. Wilson manages to get that shoulder up. Mickie James needs to keep control. And she is. She's managing to keep that offensive up. If it's not enough to take her out with a chick kick, it's got to be enough to take her out with something else. Mickie James weighing her weapons, thinking about what she's going to do next. She's going to let Wilson get that breath for too long. Wilson's managing to get back to her feet now. And James trying for that surprise attack, but does not hit it. Instead, meets her and takes her down to the canvas. And Wilson just has an answer for that. Reversing it into shots to the face. Now Mickie James propped up in the lower turnbuckle there, but she's back up to her feet, and there it is. Tori Wilson with that tornado DDT has got Mickie James laid out, but she's not done with her. She wants to make an example. Wilson taunting James. Gets to the outside, up and over with that flying drop heel kick. Now Tori Wilson going up to the top rope, telling James to get to her feet. Coming across that flying Superman, and James drops back to the mat. Wilson still not feeling it's going to be enough now. Telling the referee to back up. Whipping her into the ropes. James comes back out. And head being slammed into the canvas. James has got some blood on her face there. A slap to the face of James, and Tori Wilson just keeps on going. James with a cross clothesline. Wilson going for the kick, but James kicks the leg out from underneath her. James looks like she's beginning to get fired up here. And up and over, but misses the somersault. Oh, and a flying Superman punch directly to Torrie Wilson's dome. And Mickie James gets the pin over the champion, Torrie Wilson, managing to win this match. That is a huge win in her column. A huge win. Ending Torrie Wilson's undefeated streak for the last 7 months nearly. Wow. That actually is, that shocks me. A rematch coming back. Now we got Disciple and Perry Saturn vying for that #1 contendership of the United States Championship. The main event tonight on the line against Mike Awesome. The winner of this match, we will see who advances to go on to the United States Championship match tonight. Mike Awesome's been ordered to put it on the line here on Nitro or vacate the title. A Disciple accompanied by Kane make their way to the ring. Kane, the man who lost that title to Mike Awesome. Disciple working his way up from the World Television Championship this year to the United States. And Perry Saturn is going to be his opponent tonight. Now, Perry Saturn is a former member of the Flock. Perry Saturn has been a television champion once. He has been a U.S. champion twice, so he is no stranger in this division. Meanwhile, Disciple using that contender status from the television division to get this match tonight to try to go on to face off against Mike Awesome. Perry Saturn was the quickest one eliminated on Sunday at World War III. Perry Saturn was in the ring for only about 12 seconds. But this is time to shine. He's been complaining that he hasn't had an opportunity since Mike Awesome took that World Heavyweight Championship and the U.S. belt home. And Disciple working over Perry Saturn early on with that Thez press. Disciple having that knee dropped into the back of Perry Saturn. Saturn and Disciple locking up. Perry Saturn going under Disciple. Disciple getting those shots. Leg drop from Disciple. Rolling Saturn out of the ring. Now Saturn looks like he's looking to get a little bit of breath. But Disciple meets him from the top rope to the ground. And every match tonight has really gone to the outside of the ring very quickly. It doesn't matter who wins as long as there is a win. If there's a draw tonight, then we'll have to go to the board for a decision. We may end up seeing the bell re-rung. They need to get in that ring. Perry Saturn is dangerously close to being eliminated as Disciple gets in the ring looking for that win. And he knows he won it. He holds that fist up, holding Perry Saturn on the outside of the ring. Not allowing for really any defense from Perry Saturn. How that's going to affect Saturn's rankings is lost on me as he begins to enter a losing streak, losing the Rumble and now losing this. We wouldn't call the Rumble a loss, but he got eliminated within 10 seconds. Now Disciple ends up taking him out and eliminating him to the outside of the ring. Next up is Ultimate Warrior versus Christian Cage. The World Heavyweight Divisions. Christian Cage has been brought over here from WWE after the last draft. And Ultimate Warrior is here to be the welcome wagon to the World Heavyweight Division. He was so close to contendership just a few months ago. Just could not manage to get that #1 contender spot. Ultimate Warrior, though, is wanting it. He's pushing for it. He's pursuing it. Disciple getting that U.S. title match tonight in the main event. It's Christian Cage. Cage telling the bigger Ultimate Warrior to bring it on. Not much bigger by any means. A little bit of muscle mass difference. And Warrior delivering that nice clipboard. Jostling the head, jostling the jaw. Christian Cage looking to get a way into a top 10 spot here in the World Heavyweight Division. An Ultimate Warrior looking to reclaim a top 10 spot after his downslide. Warrior staying on the offensive as he's prone to do, giving Christian Cage plenty of time to get up to on his own. Let him use his own strength to wear himself down, if you will. Ultimate Warrior just letting Christian Cage get the count out here. Real back and forth battle. Neither men wanting to relent. Ultimate Warrior really taking control later on in this match. You got to think Christian Cage may not have much he can handle. So he's starting to wear down. The Warrior's looking for that finisher of his. Up he goes for the big splash. That Warrior splash landed. And Warrior wins. Comes out the victor. And Big Show, former WCW World Tag Team Champion, turning his contendership over for a chance at the World Heavyweight Championship, which he failed. It's Mike Awesome, and it looks like he's wanting a piece of Warrior for this next pay-per-view at Mayhem. Mike Awesome versus the Disciple. Well, that did work out. I didn't even have to make it. Wow. I wonder how that happened. I just knew what we were doing. Sid Justice in a promo. You know, we're going to do Sid Justice and Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think it'll be a good feud. Austin getting banished to WCW by Kevin Nash for the foreseeable future. The Royal Rumble match adding up to that. Austin making his premiere last Sunday at World War III. Managing to come out during the Rumble. Made it a good ways, eliminating a couple of people. Ended up getting eliminated himself. Sid Justice definitely did a lot better in the Rumble. Eliminating 8 total competitors. Holding the record for this year's most eliminations. One of those competitors, though, that he eliminated was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now Sid Justice is going to let us know how proud he is of that. And out comes the man, the myth, Wrath. To answer the challenge is Wrath. Stone Cold Steve Austin was the one we were expecting, but it looks like Brian Clark, a.k.a. Wrath, is going to make his way down. Wrath, who has not been seen on Nitro in quite some time. Looks like he's making his reappearance here against Sid Justice. Wrath, a television superstar here at WCW. He's not even part of the World Heavyweight division. Never one to shy away from competition as Wrath. Sid Justice delivering that chop right to the stomach of Wrath. And Justice was not expecting Wrath to come and answer this challenge. He was expecting Stone Cold. And it looks like Justice is not going to get what he wished for, stomping on the hand here of Wrath. Justice absolutely pummeling a television division top 15 holder, maybe. Bottom of the division, maybe. Wrath hasn't been seen in quite some time. Given a kick out early. If he can beat Sid Justice here, though, he could easily place himself in the top 10. That's a tall order to take on in that division. And Sid Justice has been in the World Heavyweight division now for the last 4 years. A constant contender, but never a champion. We could see Sid make that climb finally. Ultimate Warrior put him on a stop in the top 5 last time. Still considered top 10, and he seems to just be mind gaming Wrath here, entering and exiting the ring. Letting Wrath know he's not too worried about him, but maybe he should be. And Sid Vicious back body drop, reversing that pile driver. Neck breaker from Vicious. And Wrath is down as Vicious taunts him. Wrath gets to his feet. Choke slam incoming, but no. Wrath ends up jumping heel kick. And Sid goes down. Wrath going for the camel clutch. Sid Vicious slipping out of it. Irish whipping Wrath. Back body drop again onto Wrath. Now Wrath cannot be handling these shots too easily. Looks pretty beat up. He looks pretty tore up. And I'll say, when it comes to two opponents, I did not expect Wrath to be holding his own against the big man, Sid Vicious. Big clotheslines, kicking the leg out from underneath the big man. What goes up must come down. And Wrath just absolutely starting to take over a little bit of offense here. Vicious is not immune. Wrath picking the big man up and delivering that knee right to the head. And a moonsault. Wrath is looking to get that pin. He doesn't know what it's going to take, but he's going to go for it. May not get him to the World Heavyweight division. May not get him any closer to the big gold belt, but it'll certainly get him closer to his goal, the World Television Championship. These cross-divisional matches help tremendously if they can win them. Now Wrath sending Sid to the outside, but following up with some shots on the ground and busting Sid wide open with that shot. Referee just maintaining that slow, steady count. Wrath working over Sid Vicious. Delivering those shots to the ankles. And Wrath coming up big with a huge moonsault. Going to the top rope, calling him up. And delivering a giant heel kick to the head. Sid Vicious is definitely softening up now. Wrath has got the chance to take control and take this match home. If he can just keep this game plan up, this just non-stop offensive. Hitting from all angles, from high, from low, from grapples, strikes, keeping Sid guessing. Wrath picking up Vicious one more time, whipping him into the... And he comes back and spears him directly in the middle of the ring. And Wrath looked like he had won this match, but he did not. Sid Vicious manages to kick out. And another moonsault from Wrath. This is just impossible. How Sid Vicious managed to kick out of this is beyond me. That spear landed dead. And Sid Vicious now just throwing Wrath to the side as he tries for another attack. Vicious looking for that choke slam, and he drives Wrath into the ground. Rope break by Wrath on the pin attempt. And Vicious looking for his signature bomb. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Wrath is down unless he can figure out a way to kick out of that. A choke slam followed up with the Justice Bomb. And you just are not going to kick out of that. Sid Justice may not have got the opponent he wanted, but he certainly got a fight in that one. Absolutely no way that we expected Wrath to last that long or do that well. Don't forget the main event tonight is going to be the Disciple versus Mike Awesome for the United States Championship. Mike Awesome has not defended that title in 2 months, and now it's his time. 60 days has been long enough. So the Disciple won a #1 contendership against Saturn to get that opportunity. Solo Soka versus Finley up next. Solo and Finley, two of the toughest men in the back. Nitro's United States division is just running wild tonight. Soka, part of the year 1 drafting, whenever we first did the show split between WWE and WCW, has yet to capture a title here. That doesn't mean that he won't. He's vowed that year 8 is going to be his year within WCW, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. As he has worked his way up to the number 5 spot in the division. And I'll be looking at a match for that #1 contendership if he can just win this tonight. Moving into the top 3 would be a tremendous help. Waiting for his opponent now. And Fit Finley, number 3 in the division right now, has not lost a match aside from World War III's Rumble. Has not lost a match in almost 3 months. Just absolutely going on a winning tear, and losing a match by draw was his last loss, looking at the notes. And that was to Perry Saturn. Fit Finley says he just hasn't been at the right place at the right time to get that #1 contendership tonight. And fought to be in a triple threat, but instead accepted this matchup in the United States division. Finley has been threatening to go back to the television division if that United States belt doesn't come off of Mike Awesome. Mike Awesome given the opportunity to vacate the title tonight or put it up for grabs. So he chose to put it up for grabs with the winner of Perry Saturn and Disciple. Disciple winning that match by countout. Now Disciple, member of the NWO, will get the opportunity to capture the United States belt from the World Heavyweight and United States Champion, Mike Awesome. Of course, on Mayhem at the end of the month, we will be seeing Mike Awesome defend that World Heavyweight Championship against the World War III winner. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you hit those notifications. We're doing lives right now. You never know the direction the channel can go in. Yes, and Vampiro, winning the World War III Rumble, will meet Mike Awesome for the World Heavyweight Championship, defaulting over to Nitro from Thunder for that opportunity. Nitro has announced that Thunder will be receiving Barbarian from the television division to replace Vampiro on their showcase. With each roster having over 60 members, though, and only 7 matches a night, only so many people can fit on a card a night. And if you'd like to see your wrestler, then let us know. Send us a message. Tell us what to look. Comment down below. What's your handle? What wrestler would you like to see put into our WCW or WWE Fed? What division would you like to see them in? Give us a shout out. Let us know. We'll be doing these lives for our shows, and we'll be doing show by show every single match, every promo. Maybe one day you'll see your created superstar right here in the ring holding the big gold. Fit Finley and Solo just working over each other here. Very back and forth match. So it looks like he's been busted open by that turnbuckle. Finley hitting that splash. Finley rolling Solo over. Going for that pin nice and early right after seeing that blood. Solo doesn't seem that hurt. Doesn't seem that fazed by it. And Finley picking the big man up. Solo being dropped on that top rope. Finley going to the top rope. Looking to make a big impact. Calling Solo up to his feet. Finley looking for that shoulder block directly to the head of Solo. Solo manages to kick Finley away. Referee standing directly in the way now. He's standing still. He's not moving. He's not doing anything to move out of the way. And Solo Soko takes a pin after a backdrop. Fit Finley making sure to keep on that offensive, but Solo's managed to pull out of that defense. He's got a pin here with only a 1 count going on to Finley. Solo Soko is just stalking Finley now. Looks like he's looking for that choke slam, but Finley manages to his way out of it, delivering that elbow to the back of the head. Finley delivering that devastating blow, and it looks like he's got... That's not the case. Fit Finley not able to secure the pin there. Picking Solo up and rolling through. Fit Finley going in for the pin. We have got Fit Finley now still trying to maintain control of this. Solo's fighting it. Finley delivering that Finley driver. Putting Solo's shoulders directly to the mat, and Fit Finley ends up winning it. Finley holding on to his top 3 spot. Sending Solo Soko out of the top 5 and down in the top 10. What a match, what a match. Fit Finley managing to win that is impressive by any stretch of the imagination. Against Solo Soko is such an opponent. But next up is our United States Championship on the line. It's the Disciple against Mike Awesome. The Disciple winning that #1 contenders match earlier in the night. First up from the NWO is the Disciple, coming out without anybody here to back him up. There's no Kane. There's no Hollywood. There's nobody. It's just the Disciple. He is given a gentleman's agreement that the NWO will not be interfering tonight. And this will be a clean championship fight. The Disciple holding the television champion a record 5 times. Before moving into the United States division, he had to beat the Barbarian. Barbarian was looking to hold him back so that their feud wasn't done. Now the Barbarian is sitting over on Thunder. Disciple is sitting here with a title on the line, a championship match in his grasp. The WCW World Heavyweight Champion and United States Champion Mike Awesome begins to make his way to the ring, holding on to both of those belts. He's been given the choice here tonight to either vacate the United States title or defend it. If he defends it tonight, he won't have to defend it for another 60 days, as long as he holds on to that World Heavyweight Championship. Disciple wants to make sure that doesn't happen. Mike Awesome absolutely looking ready to go here. The only double champion in the Federation at this point in time. But not the only one in history. The first one happening all the way in year 4 with Kane. Kane holding the European, United States Intercontinental, and WCW United States Championships all at the same time. Till losing a title shot to Stone Cold Steve Austin and ending up on Nitro because of his WCW United States Championship status. But now the United States gold is on the line, and Mike Awesome is going to have to meet somebody in the ring. He has only been fighting mostly in pay-per-views or tag team matches. Disciple definitely has got more ring rust on him for tonight alone, and Mike Awesome right on that offensive. Uses Disciple's spinning motion and momentum to deal that punch to himself, and then driving him into the mat with that running power slam. Awesome looking for that press slam. He's got Disciple up and over his head. Those insane eyes of Mike Awesome. And Awesome misses the dive. But Disciple laying in shot after shot here. And Disciple still trying to keep this offensive going, and it's working so far. Taking the big man off of his feet, taking the champ down. Disciple could prove here that he doesn't just belong as a United States champion, but potentially a world heavyweight champion if he can defeat Mike Awesome. And Awesome knows that. He doesn't want his reputation tarnished. A Disciple delivering that elbow shot to Mike Awesome. Awesome cannot seem to keep any offensive on Disciple, and that's a change of pace for Mike Awesome, who dominated the Big Show at World War III. Mike Awesome has had a habit of just absolutely meeting his opponents head on and staying head on with them, just annihilating them. Now we got Disciple feeding Mike Awesome's head into the turnbuckle. This is AI versus AI. I'd like to give that disclaimer now. So Disciple goes for a superplex and lands it on Mike Awesome. Mike Awesome had no answer for that. You'd think that he would, but he absolutely did not. And Disciple just flexing those muscles. Mike Awesome looks like he's feeling those headshots. as he baits in the Disciple and delivers a devastating dropkick right to the head. The Disciple being worked over, body part by body part. The big man can inflict some serious damage. Mike Awesome is just manhandling the Disciple now. Quick to recover he was. Disciple showing that wear and tear now and fatigue. Taking that damage to the knee. Awesome goes over the top rope, but Disciple ends up making a miss. Throwing Awesome over the top rope now himself, and Disciple just laying in those huge haymakers. But Awesome coming over the top rope and finally landing that springboard lariat. Mike Awesome going up to the middle rope, and elbow drop misses on Disciple. Disciple letting Awesome know he's here, but Awesome does not mind. He answers with a huge spine buster, absolutely throwing Disciple into those turnbuckles. Disciple's head had to have pinged off a few of them there. Now Awesome going up to the top rope. Disciple coming up in that double axe handle right to the shoulders. And Mike Awesome has got all the control in the world here. And a huge spear coming out of the corner from Mike Awesome. And this could be it. Awesome could hold this title high at the end of this one. And he does. Mike Awesome, the World Heavyweight Champion and United States Champion still. WCW board told him he had to defend this belt tonight, and he did successfully at that. Hanging on to both titles is a hard thing to come by in these federations. Maintaining two of them, it's a lot more on you than just holding on to one, and Mike Awesome, I believe he feels that he can do that. And with that, that's the end of Nitro for episode 1. Don't forget to give us a follow, hit those notifications so you know whenever we go live.